Back live on Inside the Game, Nate Wangler and Ryan Glinsky here. This episode 275. Welcome back in to everyone here on the show today. Again, give us a follow on social media at Sports Nation. That's sports with a Z. You could also follow the National Soccer Network. Preferably, you follow both. But Ryan, yesterday we had the NFL draft. As always, the one of the biggest days in American sports. It is wild how the draft has evolved over the years. It is crazy to see how it went from really just a guy reading off a note card, and they did the entire draft in one day, to now it's almost a week-long celebration. And it is equally as bizarre just how painfully wrong we are about the draft sometimes as fans. Clearly, we think we know what's best for the organization, but there's so much misinformation and other things flying around. And I think Brad Holmes kind of bamboozled everybody yesterday by doing the right thing, which shouldn't be the expectation, but he did the right thing, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, all right, fine. I guess the house is not on fire. We're actually doing okay." And so took Blake Miller with that first pick. He was number 50, I think, on the big board. But listen, I mean, compared to the other guy, he's ready to start quicker. He is going to be competitive. I don't really get into comps like that. I don't think like, oh, he's Taylor Decker. I don't, like he hasn't proven that he's Taylor Decker yet. Let's let the kid play. But I don't know, Ryan. I like the direction they went with that.
Yeah, I would agree. Fabian comes into the chat. He goes, "Was up" with a Z. So he was taking your whole Sports Nation thing with a Z up there. He says Raiders dropped the ball with Carson Beck. I don't think Carson Beck's gonna be very good. So thank God we didn't get to see Fernando Mendoza all glory to God interview again, because Jesus, I can't take any more of those. He's not a real person, man. He's not real. Anyway, your Giants did get solid picks, man. I will agree with that. The Giants, I thought, were pretty good yesterday with adding another edge rusher. And everyone's like, well, they have Abdul Carter. Well, Abdul Carter didn't do anything last year. So, and it's a new regime. No one's an untouchable when it comes to a new regime. They even did it with Sexy Dexy. Anyway, the Lions, I liked it. Monroe Freeling is the guy I would have rather had, but hey, I'll take Blake Miller as well. He's a starter day one. So they reinvented the offensive line. It's all I could have asked for, and they did that this offseason.
But a lot of good stuff coming up on the show today. We'll probably talk about
Fabian,
that.
Nate wishes the Lions got Mendoza. That's like his favorite quarterback of all time. He says, Fabian says, I wish the Lions got Mendoza. No, God, no. I don't want the RPO merchant Fernando Mendoza. I don't want him.
Yeah, not quite. I still, like I said, I like Jared Goff, man. There's nothing, you can't get me to not like Jared Goff. You also can't get me to ever blame our postseason meltdowns or anything that's really gone wrong over the last couple of years on Jared Goff. Like, it has been the house, it's been everything around him that is
no, you
in
could
some
blame
ways
him for
crumbling.
the Commanders' loss. He threw like 3 picks.
Fair, okay, I'll give you that one. I guess he wasn't
okay,
at it.
We can't blame.
Yeah,
we can blame the.
But they were in it. They were in the game against Washington. But they were also what?
They were never in the game.
That was a shootout,
Washington.
Right? Wasn't there like 90 combined points?
They were playing from
behind. Yeah, it was like
90
combined points. Yeah, I mean, we had a practice squad out there on defense. So, anyways, but no, I get it. But a lot of good stuff coming up today. Lewis Robinson will be joining the show at 9:30, so we'll be talking to him here on Inside the Game. But we'll start off with this. Ryan, I know you wanted to chat about this yesterday. Chelsea reported a $200 million loss and $24 million to a manager who didn't make half of his games. I love buyouts. It's one of my favorite things in sports to talk about. Obviously, there's been a lot of great ones in the domestic side of things here in American sports, but this is just another example of when you guaranteed money can really put you in a bad spot, and they had to pay out quite a bit.
I just love what's happening to Chelsea. I love it so much. Just the illegal ways that they had stuff, and now it's finally getting to fruition. And when the day Man City gets it all, it's going to happen. Fabian, Lamine Yamal got hurt. LOL. I don't wish injuries upon anyone, so I can't really laugh at that, Fabian. But I will tell you this: I've never seen a player get injured while taking a penalty kick. That's just me. I've never seen that. Anyway. And also Todd Bowley being the owner and what he's been doing with the Dodgers. I mean, like, you just hate to see it. Anyway, Reznor, 24 million pound buyout, $24 million buyout or whatever it is. He won 47% of his games. So he legitimately did nothing. And putting this into context a little bit, I would say Coventry City, like the team that's in the championship, about to be in the Premier League, their payroll, their weekly wages amount to 17 million pounds a year. That's 17
Mm,
million just for their payroll alone. Yet this club has, 24 million for a buyout of a manager. I'm just saying, like that's
wow.
absurd, and you could definitely see the pay discrepancies, between Premier League clubs to championship clubs and all the way down. Like it's just crazy. Think even inside the Premier League, you have the top 6 teams, and then eventually it goes down, and then you look at how much money that they've spent over the last decade. They've spent the most money than any single club this entire decade. They spent over
Mhm.
2 billion pounds. 2 billion.
Yeah.
I don't think I still have the graphic from the other day. I don't think I do. But when I was doing the show on Wednesday, I had it all of like the list of the top 10. But I guess I don't have it anymore. Good job, Ryan. Way to sell the bag there. Gosh, gosh, I'm dumb. Anyway,
No, you're
but they were
good. You're good.
2 billion pounds. More, no club has even gotten to 2 billion yet. Yet they have 2 billion. They don't win anything. I mean, granted, we're gonna take the Club World Cup. We won that. No one put stock into the Club World Cup. It's a useless trophy. You had clubs from
Mhm.
the Saudi League to the MLS to the Premier League to the Bundesliga. Like no one actually put any stock into it. No one actually cared about it. The only reason you guys cared about it is because you were not going to win anything else in the year. You were never winning the Prem. You were never winning any of the Champions League. You're never winning an FA Cup, and you're never winning a Carabao Cup. Maybe you could win the FA Cup this year, but again, you're still not going to win it. But I just love what is happening to this club. They buy too many young players. I talked about this the other day as well. When your oldest player is a goalkeeper who is 28 years old, it's your oldest player, 28 years old, you're going to have a lot of issues because I know it's a cliche. When it comes to sports, like you've got to have some veterans in the locker room. You've got to have some veterans in the locker room. I get it. But at the same time, you have just kids. You have kids walking around. You got kids on the team. Like you are just paying hundreds of millions of pounds for essentially kids my age, players my age.
Yeah.
They haven't proven anything yet. But Todd Bowley's solution to everything, it feels like, is just throw money at stuff. Let's see what happens, aka the Dodgers. Just continue to
Well,
throw money at whatever you can do, and then let's see what happens. I'll
you
tell
know
you
what's
something, Todd. The Dodgers' way of thinking does not work with Chelsea. I'm just saying. And then you have a reported 200 million pound loss of money.
yeah.
200 million pound loss of money. I hope your World Series are
Yeah.
worth it. I hope your three-peat of World Series are worth it, Todd. But man,
Um,
man,
you know what's
you've got to
fascinating?
figure some stuff out with this club. And by the way, I love it.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating with what you just said, and I didn't even put two and two together, but now that we're having this conversation, it makes a whole lot of sense. What the Dodgers do, and it is brilliant in so many ways. And obviously, they have the money to be able to buy up all the best talent in Major League Baseball. That's probably why we won't have baseball in a couple of years, or even just so soon as next year, because of everything that's going on in that regard. But what they do is obviously they have the Avengers at the major league level, and they've had the Avengers for the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it's been. It's been a great run for LA. Like I've said, they're the new Yankees in so many ways. But the way they develop is a lot of times more than any other organization really in Major League Baseball, with the exception of, I know the Tigers do this a lot. I know the Pirates do this a lot, which is ironic because it doesn't look the same, but they will go out and they will draft preliminarily high schoolers because they want guys who have a longer leash, have a higher ceiling, and that they can get in there and train the Dodgers way. And then in 5, 6 years, 4, 5 years, even when they're ready to compete in Major League Baseball, then they can get their promotion. If not, they're valuable trade assets that you can go out and trade. And we've done so many deals with the Dodgers. I mean, the branches of that tree to other organizations, it's like everybody wants to do it the Dodgers way.
No one wants
And
to do
a
it the
lot of
Chelsea
the
way, I'll tell you that.
well, that's the thing. So a lot of the people in even in the Tigers front office have Dodgers roots. A lot of them do. And so that's the way that they draft and develop because they don't have to worry about the major league level. So they just get these young kids, they spend a bunch of money on them, and then they just wait 4 or 5 years until they develop and get up to Major League Baseball. But if you take that same model and you implement it in soccer, I don't know, to your point, if it works quite the same way. It probably doesn't work the same way, and
Does not.
clearly it doesn't from what we've seen. And so I think it's just ironic looking at the way that the Dodgers do things and going, "Oh, okay." Because if there's one thing I've discovered, it's that in my life, at least, I can't speak for anybody else, the same set of issues that I have in the different areas of my life are all because I approach them in the same exact way. Right? I approach the conflict this way, whether it be in a relationship or a friendship or anything else. And typically you'll find that you do that across all different spaces because you're reacting to certain things the same way. It is almost like the Dodgers. They do business the Dodgers way regardless of what arena it's in. And they're okay, I guess, with the losses that come with it, so long as they win. But the problem is Chelsea isn't winning. So what does that leave you with? It leaves you with a sputtering club who has really no direction, but yet you're overspending the way the Dodgers do. See, no one has a problem with the payroll the way the Dodgers have if you're going out and winning baseball games. Like if you're winning World Series championships, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think of them too. Like the whole second apron thing, it's like, oh, you're locked into this roster for the foreseeable future. It's like, oh, how terrible. Like we have the best roster in basketball. Like what a terrible thing.
No, it's just more that
SGA is
we
a
hate the
joke.
way they play. Man, I hate
Yeah,
the way they
exactly.
play.
But they're still good. But anyways, it is the Dodgers way, but I guess it doesn't work in all arenas. It's just funny to
I'll
think about.
say the Dodgers way got us Trey Sweeney, so I hate the Dodgers way. God, he's awful. A couple
Well, that was yeah.
couple
Go ahead.
comments in from Fabian. Can you imagine if Mendoza wins a Super Bowl, then he will try to run for governor so he can put it in his LinkedIn? LOL. Dude does love his LinkedIn. I won't lie. Fabian, farming players is a good route. I wish my Yankees did that. Isn't Anthony Volpe one of your farm players? He's pretty good, isn't he?
Well, the Yankees have more issues when it comes to development. They're just stuck in the old way of buying players and thinking it's going to work out for them, but clearly it hasn't.
Yeah, you guys had some studs with Jeter, Jorge Posada. Was that his first name?
Yeah.
Jorge Posada? Is that his name?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Fabian, you want to hear something that's like pretty funny? It's facts. It's not rage bait. It's just facts. But Derek Jeter might be one of the most overrated shortstops I've ever seen in my life.
Jeter?
Statistically, he is the worst fielder of all time. Statistically, he is the worst fielder of all time. And when they got A-Rod, that he was supposed to go to third, Jeter was, but Jeter, being a little crybaby that he is, wanted to stay at shortstop. Just saying, he is statistically the worst fielder of all time in MLB baseball when they started keeping stats for fielding. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, okay,
He was
highly
the sixth. He was like the sixth or like the seventh best shortstop, like for multiple
Yeah.
years.
That's
like
fascinating,
in that year
yeah,
of
'cause
the MLB, and they gave him starting spots in the
Yeah.
All-Star game, and
'Cause
everyone was
it
like,
I
"Dude,
yeah. Limited range according to reliable fielder, but low error rate, but had limited range according to metrics like defensive runs saved, which obviously means a lot, often costing his team runs,
yep,
which
all
means
time."
that he was a below average defender, but he had 5 gold gloves during his career. So, I mean, if that tells you anything
Hey,
about what advanced metrics.
if you look at some of those Gold Glove
Wow.
years, there's a handful of shortstops that were better than him, but the MLB was
Yeah.
like, "It's Derek Jeter and the Yankees. We'll give it to him." Just saying, statistically,
Stars, man.
Derek Jeter is one of the most overrated shortstops of all time.
There you go.
But what
There you go,
hides
Fabian.
it,
That's what
what hides it is the fact that he throws it from the outfield in, or he makes a catch diving into the stance. That's what hides Derek Jeter's.
his arm was impressive. I will say you can't doubt the arm strength, but obviously he had limited range. So there you go, Fabian. And that's a benefit of playing in New York and
Jeter
being
was
Hollywood,
not the
man.
Messi of baseball. I'll tell you that right now. Jeter was more of the.
He's the
Jeter
Messi of
was
New York.
more of the Neymar of baseball. I'll give you that. He was more of the Neymar. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it. Only won stuff when the rosters were insane. Never really did anything when he was kind of like the main guy. Just saying. I'm just putting it out
To be
there.
fair, I think most great players are a liability in one way or the other. It's rare that you find a player that's like that four tool kind of, guy who can do it all. I hope like
Kevin
I see
McGonigal can
Kevin
do it,
McGonigal
obviously.
becoming
Just
that, but
saying.
but the
He's
the
God.
knock on him coming in, the knock on him coming in was he didn't have an arm. Like
You,
like he was
no,
playing second base,
God
and they're
has
like,
an
this kid
arm.
ain't got an arm. He's got an arm. Like apparently that's coming along just fine. Um, but anyway, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the World Cup, and then again at 9:30, Lewis Robinson will be joining the show. Let's tell you a little bit about FC Bayern Summer Soccer Camps, a proud sponsor of the National Soccer Network, fostering football excellence across North America. Open to boys and girls of all skill levels, FC Bayern Camps deliver elite training inspired by FC Bayern Munich's world-class philosophy. Select your city and start a promising soccer path. Right now, save $30 on registration by using promo code BayernNSN30. Again, that's BayernNSN30, or scan the QR code on your screen. Learn more at FCBayernYouth.com.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown, we're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh, always homemade, locally sourced food, and we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
Oh, look at you with that slide, man. That's
I like the
clean.
white.
I like that. I like that.
It's like Star Wars,
There we
man.
go. Woo.
Like, you
Wipe on,
you
wipe
ever see
off.
like the original, like not the original 3, but the prequel 3? Like they always have wipes.
Oh yeah.
So I was
Oh
like,
yeah. Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
it's Star Wars, man. That's pretty
Yep.
sick.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect.
This guy Fabian is like, dude, I want to see France versus USA. No, we don't. No one wants to see that in the World Cup. Absolutely nobody wants to see that.
I love the trolling, man. It's good. Appreciate it.
It'll be a 4-0 thrashing, if not more. But France might be like, okay, let's calm down. We're wearing the Statue of Liberty jerseys. Let's calm down a little bit. That's basically what'll happen.
So getting into topic number 2 here on our show, and again, about 10 minutes, Lewis Robinson will be hopping on here on the National Soccer Network. Wanted to fit this one in, though. I made a video yesterday, or 2 days ago, rather, talking about how there's still 30,000 tickets, and I believe that's still the number available for the U.S. men's national team opener versus Paraguay. We talked about this on the show back earlier during the week, and obviously FIFA is having some issues selling the remainder of these tickets. And my advice in the video is essentially, hey, like, if you want these prices to go down, you just got to wait them out. At some point, FIFA is going to be willing to lower the price. They're going to look around and go, we have 30,000 tickets remaining for this match. We have to find a way to sell these, right? Because an empty stadium, or let's just say a partially empty stadium, is not a good look for FIFA. It is not a good look for the organization. It's not a good look for the World Cup. Frankly, it would look bad on the United States, and I think that that would have more of a negative impact than a lot of other things could in this World Cup. And a lot of the comments, Ryan, to my surprise, and I wasn't expecting this. I expected people to be like, yeah, they're ridiculously priced and it's not right and whatever else along the lines. But a lot of the responses were, I don't really care about going. I have a TV at my house. I'll go out and buy a nice 75-inch TV for a fraction of the price of what one ticket would be. I'll install it at my house. I'll sit back with my friends and I'll watch the games. And to me, it seems like there is a type of energy around really USA fans right now that goes, this team doesn't excite, they don't really invigorate. There's nothing about this side that I would spend more than $500 to go see. And it's leading to a, like we talked about yesterday with John Kowalski, a lack of enthusiasm around the World Cup. And it's because, 30 years later, after the last time it was here, we know more about the sport, but we've also been through a lot over the last 30 years and a lot of disappointment and a lot of downturn. I don't know. Are Americans excited for the World Cup? I don't think it's a straightforward answer, but I will say this, a lot less than what I was expecting, a lot less than what we were forecasting. I thought maybe in the months leading up to the World Cup, being that it's been 30 years and this is the biggest tournament in soccer in our country's history, that maybe the media would have caught on to it a little bit more. Maybe the fans would be a little bit more excited. Now, maybe not necessarily to see the U.S. men's national team, but to just see the best players in the world competing on our turf. But all I've really heard from the American portion of our audience, the European portion has everything they want to say about the United States and how much they don't like the U.S. and how much of a disaster this is going to be. And again, I only take that with a grain of salt because if you've never been here, again, it's really hard to kind of say that. You can argue the Americanization thing. However, from the American side of the aisle, a lot of people are like, yeah, it is what it is. I'd rather watch it at home. And that's really sad in so many ways, especially when we're talking about the World Cup.
Just reading a couple comments from the TikTok video. This is where we got it all. Someone said 86-inch TV is about $1,500 to $2,000. Just saying, and you can watch as many games as you choose to. I tried to buy a few today, over 2,000 tickets, and then there's one at the top that was really good. They said, putting in perspective with $2,000 US, you can pay for for flight, any ticket in a Champions League game. So
yeah, I saw that same comment too. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
So this is what I'm going to do. I will buy a new 75-inch TV, maybe top of the line for $1,500, and sit in the comfort of my own home. I mean, there is you could say about all American sports, but the best for the majority of seats, and I think people are obviously realizing this now with the the growth of streaming, the different HD, 4K, whatever it is that we're doing. Like, people have realized that the best seat in the house is in your own house. That's just what Americans want. You're telling me instead of paying $500 to sit the last row of Ford Field, the top row at Ford Field, I could just sit at home and get a better view, but just by sitting on the couch and paying whatever it is for maybe a cable bill or just to watch Fox. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
People with obviously back in the day, you kind of had to make prices obviously much more reasonable because the only way that you could truly watch the game without listening to it on the radio, you had to go to the game. Like, what was on TV was not a great picture. Obviously, now it is all changed. And that is what's better. Like, I spent $50 on a ticket to the Pistons versus Spurs this year. I sat like 2 rows from the top row. I would have much rather just watched that game at home. Because, first off, LCA is a horrible setup for basketball. Good setup for hockey.
Yeah.
Horrible setup for basketball. But I was like, I could have just saved these $50 and just stayed at home and watched it and got to bed on time.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, it created
Mm-hmm.
a couple good Sports Nation TikToks and Facebook and Instagram posts. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I could have just sat there and, like, I could have afforded just to sit at home. Like, that's what people want. They
Yep.
don't, like,
Right.
every single game is perfect from just your couch. Guess what? You can control
Right.
everything that goes on in your house. You can control the temperature, can control, how you get to control, when you eat, when you can use the bathroom. You don't have to wait in a line. Like, I think there are some games that are really cool to be in person for. Like, when Michigan had college basketball this year, when I went to a couple games, like, that was a lot of fun. Obviously, Michigan won. The environment was great. Anyone that tells you Chrysler Center is quiet is either a Michigan State fan or an Ohio State fan, or they just hate them. It's loud in there.
Yeah.
Or I go to the big house for maybe an Ohio State, Michigan State, Notre Dame if they ever decided to not wimp out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would go for. But to be honest with you, to watch like a pro event, I would rather just sit at home.
Yeah. No, and the sad part in all of this is that we talk about this with a lot of, American sports here, like the Lions, their cheapest ticket last year was in Los Angeles. You're pricing the passionate fans out, and that is from a more sentimental point of view, that is what I think is sad when it comes to these environments really kind of dying off. And I feel like we've seen that in so many different respects. And it's resulted in these environments being either more quiet or less authentic. People are doing the wave when it's the fourth quarter and there's a minute 58 to go and we're on a potential game-winning drive. Like, it is not to say that people with money can't be true passionate fans. I'm not saying that, but I'm guessing that the guy who's willing to spend $1,000 on a TV and sit in his living room and watch it is also the guy that would add to what that environment is.
Like,
and that's why I feel like the affordable attractions, sometimes those are the best crowds. Like, I even think about like minor league ball. Like, I know that you're like, you would rather be out on a lake during the summer than in a minor league game, but I
100%.
tell you, if you come to the Whitecaps on our 4th of July game, there's going to be 10,000 people there and it's going to be loud as hell. And it's going to sound like what a crowd of 25,000 would sound like if they were uninterested or just, whatever, just there just to be there.
I like
but
the
that's
boat.
like, that's
I like the lake.
minor league ball because they can afford it. Yeah, I get it,
Like,
but
I-
you guys
like-
got all man-made lakes out there, so you come over where the real lakes are over here.
Well, we got a real lake. Lake St.
No,
Clair.
I'm kidding. I'm
Real,
kidding
man.
with you. I know.
It's real.
They all fish out there. All the Tigers players fish out there on their off days.
Yeah.
Parker Meadows is a
that's-
good fisherman.
But, like, hey, if
Got a big
Miguel
fish.
Cabrera, who was interviewed on the 4th of July in the Tigers clubhouse, it was asked, like, what do you think people should do on the 4th of July? And everyone else was like, come see us, the Tigers, whatever. Miguel Cabrera goes, you could tell this guy clearly didn't care about what was going on in the baseball season. He goes, go on a boat. Don't come to baseball. Go on a boat. Have fun.
Well, clearly he
on
ain't
the
from
lake.
here, so he's like 4th of July.
It's like, go on the boat.
To me.
I mean, he's been in the league for, at that point, probably like
He
15,
is, yeah.
20 years.
Well, you
damn
know,
near, so-
Cabrera's about to troll too because he's a troll. So
But, like, no,
Um,
that's like,
yeah,
again, we can elaborate more, when we get closer to the World Cup about all of it. But if you were to go up to the majority of American fans, I don't think they truly care about the World Cup. Like if you were to ask them, they would be like, yeah, I would watch the World Cup on TV and at work. It's also another reason why people like
Yep.
March Madness is because it goes on during the workday and you can watch games and get through the workday. That's why also people like Champions League games. It's because it happens during the workday. But for the most part, if you were to go up to an American fan and be like, are you watching the World Cup? Or are you excited for the World Cup? Yeah, I'll throw it on the TV as some background noise because it'll be the dog. Because either their baseball team is horrible or they just don't care about baseball. They're like, yeah, I'll just throw it on in the background. Just while I'm chilling, doom scrolling, and just throw it on. Like, but the majority would not say, yeah, man, I'm super stoked. I'm looking forward to going to MetLife Stadium and all that
Yeah.
stuff. No.
yeah,
Majority are just going to be like,
Right.
it's whatever.
yep. And that has certainly been my experience, 100%. Lewis Robinson set to join us here shortly. Ryan, you want to take a break and then bring Lewis on when we come back?
Yeah. Tell us first about Barcelona.
Let's do it. Barca Academy, proud sponsor of the National Soccer Network and the official academy of FC Barcelona in the United States. Designed for boys and girls ages 6 to 18, Barca Academy camps follow and replicate the FC Barcelona game model. Same philosophy used by Barca's professional coaching staff. Right now, you can save $30 on registration by using promo code FCB30. That's FCB30. Or scan the QR code on your screen. Find a camp near you at fcbarcelona.us/camps.
In Barca camp, I sing my song grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca camp.
Inside the Game rolls along, episode 275, and glad to be joined by, once again, Western Michigan head coach Lewis Robinson here on Inside the Game. Coach, welcome on. Appreciate you having you on again. I know you're getting into the spring season. How have things been going for you guys here in the spring?
Yeah, good morning, guys, and thanks for having me again. It's great to chat. Yeah, it's good. We actually just finished up our spring semester, so we've just finished end of spring meeting, and players are about to go on their own ways to do their summer things and join their summer teams and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's been good.
How are the results? You impressed with the squad this past spring, and kind of got to know what you're looking forward to in the fall? Some things you got to work on.
Yeah, that's always the case in the spring, right? I think results have been up and down. We've won one, I think, tied one, lost two. So it's results aren't always everything in the spring, though. I think we got lots of good close games. You know, we started the Michigan Spring Cup, so we got to play some really competitive games against some good teams, which is important. That games felt a little bit more like fall games, so a little bit more competitive. And we got a lot of new players, so it was nice to integrate them and teach them how we do things and make some steps ahead of the fall.
I have to say, I really love your backdrop today with all the hardware behind you. You really got a good setup over there. Obviously, you talked about the spring is designed for coming away with points and what you want to address as the season comes up. What are some of the positives you've taken away from your team in the spring semester?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of new people. You know, we brought in 4 freshmen, high school seniors actually that enrolled early and came in January. And then we brought in 4 transfers. So we got to see a lot of new people, and I think really brought them up to speed just in how we do things as a team. You know, how we train, how we play, our game model, what we like to be about, our expectations. So that stuff all takes time, and we've got a fantastic group, a load of really talented players and hungry players. So yeah, just been excited about that. It's always nice to see the competition, you know, see players that maybe didn't play as much in the fall get opportunities to grab a position or step into a new role or show kind of where they've improved. You know, it's one of my favorite things about college soccer is the season finishes, you know, hopefully usually some point in November, and you get kind of 2 months to go away and train and improve and come back to us when we start training in February. So it's always great to see kind of who puts the work in, who improves in what ways, and who's ready to change kind of their role in the team, right?
I always like asking coaches, you know, transfer portal questions. And do you like the way the transfer portal is set up for you guys? Maybe a couple of critiques that you might have, or just like it?
I like it, but you know, I'm one that from the start. I mean, I took the job here 4.5 years ago, so right, I think when the transfer portal was really heating up and becoming a big part of college soccer. So I wasn't in Division One before it, so it's kind of all I've really known. And we're just big. I think we're big as a staff and a program here, and my admin and my AD and bosses are big on let's not complain about what college sports are or are becoming. Let's use it to be great. And I think that's what you've got to do, right? So the positives here at Western Michigan is we're a very transfer-inable institution. I think we're a place that a lot of people like to come, that a lot of people like to go to. We've got a really wide variety of majors and great athletic department. So I think we get a lot of success with players figuring out kind of where they want to be, and we've had a lot of success with local players that maybe want to come home or want to be close to home or want to be in the Midwest region or want to be playing in the MAC, in the top end of the MAC, and yeah, it's been great for us. So we like it. We're bracing ourselves and getting ready for next week. I'm sure it'll be busy, but it's a good busy for us for sure.
And obviously, the most important thing is fit in the transfer portal and finding someone that fits exactly what you guys want. I think success builds on itself, and obviously that's led to you guys bringing in a couple of new additions, new transfers, like Ryan was mentioning, Olivia Anderson, Sydney Dulock, Tessa Fagerson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Olivia Smith. But 4 new additions for you guys. Who have you been impressed with so far here early in the spring of that group that's come in?
Yeah, honestly, all of them. It's difficult to single out because you get such different people in the transfer portal, right? I mean, and I
Yeah.
tell them, I tell anyone, like just about everyone in the transfer portal has failed somewhere, right? Has failed somewhere. They've done something right. Either failed on the choice of who they've surrounded themselves with in their team and that culture in that program, or they haven't quite cut it out, or they haven't played the right style. So usually we've done a really good job and maybe got a little bit lucky with players that come here with the right reasons, right? They know what we are, they know what we can be. We're very honest with them about what we can bring here, what we can bring to the table, what we feel that we have around us. And we get a lot of people that really have a point to prove, and I like that about the transfer portal, right? You get a lot of players come in here with a point to prove, and they got something to prove to themselves and to their family and to the soccer world. So we've had success kind of embracing that and harnessing it and enjoying it, right? That you kind of, where you kind of second chance, that you get to put into place everything that you learned at the last place, everything that you didn't learn and you didn't get to do at the last place. So yeah, we've been good with that. I mean, I think between all 4 of them, that they're all very different, different ages, different levels, different positions, but they all bring that little bit of pip in the step and want to prove something, which is great, and that just makes them train a little bit harder. It makes them buy into what we're asking them to do, and yeah, they're all great people and very competitive. So I'm excited to see what they do this summer, and then what they do in the fall when they get back here for sure.
Lewis, you guys have improved on the pitch. You've improved off the pitch as well with some new facilities, some new field upgrades. What exactly are those upgrades, and how beneficial is it to your program?
Yeah, amazing. We're super excited. I mean, like anyone, we're always trying to do things better, right, and provide a better home for our game. I don't know if you guys have been out. I think we've got one of Kalamazoo's best hidden secrets in our soccer field right now. It's a beautiful grass field that people love playing at. It's smaller, so the field is huge, but the stadium is smaller, so it creates a really great atmosphere. But we haven't had lights, and we haven't had some of the extra shiny parts around it. So yeah, this summer there'll be lights will be going in, a new camera system that'll get us ready for like the VAR world, and
Ooh.
more review for the players, which will be great. New benches, like Premier League style benches, custom Bronco benches, and then there's some works for the second phase of that project to create expanded seating and locker room facilities out there too. So we're excited about what will be happening this summer, and then hopefully the great people in the community continuing to support and push it. And I think ultimately what it'll do is it'll give more night games for our program, for the men's program that already do really well in attendance, but we're excited to pack those seats and make for some special nights out of the farm.
It is amazing to see how much Western Michigan is building right now, including that brand new facility downtown that they're building as well. So they, continue to add more. Massive project going on there. Continuing along the off the field stuff, there were 6 programs at Western Michigan that posted a perfect graduation success rate You guys were one of them. How much pride do you take in the academic side of things?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? I feel like all the talking we do about college athletics these days, we almost don't talk about degrees that much anymore, do we? But
Yeah.
it's we do in our team. You know, we've got really high standards. Our girls lead that area. I mean, we've got fantastic academic support, but our girls, they inspire me in that area every day because I think they're just have such high expectations for themselves in everything on the field and off the field. And I think we've posted like a 3.86 team GPA. When you add that up
Mm.
across 29 players, is pretty crazy. You know, we've got girls in medical programs and engineering programs. It's impressive. So yeah, they do that. But we're blessed. We have a lot of really high achievers, and they get competitive in that area too. So it's a big part of what we do.
Obviously, I'm sure your goals will become a little bit clear once you get everyone back in on one field altogether in this summer and getting ready for the season. But what just are a couple of your guys' goals coming into the 2026 season?
You know, our goal as a program is we continue to just try to raise our standards, right? We take last year's team and we look at things in every detail and we say like we just met this morning with the team, like how can we raise the standards again, right? Raise the playing style, adjust and adapt to the new team, and raise those standards, right? Raise the standards off the field, raise the standard on the field. I mean, the expectation here at Western Michigan, for wrong or for right, is always to win, and that's kind of a you don't set your sights just on the game and the game result. I mean, I think our goals here is we got to train harder, we got to train better, we got to be more ready than we were last year. I mean, I think with the success we've had the last couple of years, the target on your back always becomes a little bit bigger. I think with the noise coming out of Western Michigan, as far as like you mentioned, the facilities, the raised expectations, the height and goals, it always gets a little bit harder. So I think we're continuing to try and raise those standards and be ready to keep improving our program, which hopefully as a byproduct will keep us winning some games and some trophies.
In a lot of ways, you guys have set the standard, at least in the Mid-American Conference, and that certainly has been apparent over the last couple of years. Coach, as always, we appreciate you having you on the show, and best of luck moving forward, and enjoy your summer.
Thanks for having us, guys, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you,
Yes,
Lewis.
sir. That's Lewis Robinson here on Inside the Game. Always good having him on. And yeah, Western, it is crazy. I don't know if you've seen the plans for that downtown facility they have, but they're going to have hockey, basketball, and it's going to be big enough to essentially hold any concerts that they have at downtown Kalamazoo. It's going to be like at the epicenter of downtown. Now, I don't know how far out that is timing wise, but pretty cool, man. You just take a look at it. I know you're a Central Michigan guy, I get it, but it's still pretty cool. So no, always good having Lewis on.
I have heard about the hockey arena, just through the grapevine and scrolling through Twitter, and obviously I saw at the football stadium that they're going to host Michigan hockey for a hockey game.
Yeah.
This upcoming season. I don't know the exact date or anything, but no, they seem to be having. I don't really want to say it, but they seem to have things going in the right direction for the Broncos over there in Kalamazoo. Man,
Well,
that's hard to say, man. Like that is equivalent of giving like Ohio State a compliment, man.
Yep,
that was
yep.
tough.
It
But
hits home, doesn't it?
But no,
CMU should
shout out Western
promote their
Michigan.
ACHA. Yes, great for Lewis Robinson. CMU should go from ACHA to NCAA. All right, just get adopt the hockey program because you're in Michigan.
We've had this discussion in the athletic department before when I was there, and they always said we're gonna have to hire double the staff now and we don't have a spot to put a hockey arena. We already built a place for the whole golf team to do stuff, but the hockey arena in Mount Pleasant is like 5 minutes kind of out of town. So like it's going to take a minute to get there. And then you also got to think hockey season kind of overlaps with kind of football season, and it goes just past basketball season. Obviously, Central Michigan probably wouldn't make the tournament in hockey. But
yeah,
it's a long season, and I don't know if Central Michigan could support a hockey team. I don't know. You'd probably have to get
a lot
rid
of money,
something.
Yeah, a lot of money too. Well, and you got to deal with Title IX and all that other stuff. But I'm saying you're in Michigan, so it's the perfect place to start one if you want to start a hockey program. But no, I definitely get it. Just beat them in football. That's all that matters.
We need to. We need to. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't get the job done last year, so we need to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's talk about Man City soccer camps, and we'll bring it back for the last segment here on Inside the Game today. Man City soccer camps are a proud sponsor of the National Soccer Network, bringing world-class training inspired by Man City's global football philosophy to players across the United States, open to boys and girls of all skill levels. These camps focus on technical development, decision-making, and playing the game the City way. Right now, you can save $30 on registration by using promo code MCNSN30, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. Go to usacamps.mancity.com. Getting into our final segment here on the National Soccer Network. Nate Wangler alongside Ryan Glinsky. Ryan, I know we're only on for an hour here today, so it's going to be a short one, but we can talk briefly about the draft if you want to. I was actually kind of looking forward to that conversation if you wanted, unless you wanted to go a different way.
Real quick, Dave says, afternoon all. Sorry I missed yesterday. Also missing today as I'm doing some training and work. Dropping by to hit the like button. Hey, we appreciate any time
Hey, what's up,
that
Dave?
any of you guys give on the show. Dave for adding me on Twitter to mention the Arsenal bottle job logo. So appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you, Dave, and appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you, Fabian. I know AGK has been in there. Schrock's been in there. So appreciate all you guys for tuning in on a regular basis and dropping some comments.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's a
still
good
owe.
question.
I still
Fabian,
owe our
why
good-
does the MLS have a draft? I would say because it's an American league.
Yeah, and we have college soccer, and the MLS looked at every other pro league in the U.S. and they were like, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it the same way." I mean, why do they have All-Star game? Like, I don't like. There's no All-Star game over the. Is there? I mean, I don't think so. I think people find that a little bizarre. That I don't know. At least a mid-season All-Star game, which I mean is something we see in Major League Baseball. I mean, just look at the name of it. MLS. I mean, that's one letter away from being MLB. Like, it is quite literally. It is. Yeah. It's Americanized. So it's a pretty straightforward answer.
I don't
at
think
least for me.
the 3-letter abbreviation really means a whole lot. EPL.
I don't
like,
know. I was just.
I would say this, Fabian. When the league got started right around '94 World Cup, that they just were like, we know how to run leagues based off the NFL, the MLB, the NBA. Like, we figure out that let's just try to follow that model. We can get people in place, and just play.
They saw the success of those leagues too.
And And now the draft really doesn't mean anything. Like if you were to be a first round pick, that doesn't even mean that you'll ever sniff the first team because the whole academies, the MLS Next, the MLS academies, USL academies, like there's college soccer is kind of going away from the whole draft situation, and some people that want to go pro, they might want to go the pro route or go the academy route, then get into the pro team. Look, it's not to say that there isn't quality in college soccer because there 100% is quality in college soccer. But for your question about the MLS having a draft, it's an Americanized thing, and they just want to keep it to the American leagues, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, and I can't blame them. I mean, they looked at the American leagues. They're like, they've had success with this model. Like, why wouldn't it work the same way for us? Clearly it didn't.
Another question from Fabian going towards you, Nate. Nate, would you like to see Spain versus USA or France versus Argentina? Who would win?
I mean, Spain versus USA would be fun just because, I mean, we're the underdogs, right? So,
We'd get killed. Wouldn't even matter.
We probably would, but I mean, if the expectation is getting killed, anything better than that is like a great success. So, I don't know. I think that'd be fun. But France and Argentina would I mean, that would be absolutely electric too. I would love to see the rematch with Mbappe and everybody else and all the storylines around that. I mean, it would have a destiny feel to it. And somehow I know whatever UK announcer they have on that game would just immortalize that moment in a way that that no one else can quite do. So I think that would be legendary as well. So I can't go wrong either way. But yeah, I know we'd probably get destroyed. But I mean, if you go in with the expectation that we ain't going to win this game, I guess it makes it a little bit easier. I kind of felt that way against the Netherlands in 22. I'm like, let's just get off to a good start. Let's not give up one. Let's not concede one in the first 5 minutes, and let's just see what happens. But obviously we whiffed on that opportunity. But no, I think either would be fun. But you want to get into the question of the day?
Yeah, you kind of stole my question of the day. I was like, what do we think of Blake Miller? But I created a good one, so it's going to be
Okay.
based on what I saw off Twitter this morning. Tensions could be rising. Anyway, Salt Athletic, an official sponsor of us here at the National Soccer Network. Use promo code NSN15 to save 15% off of that #1 smell-proof cleat bag. That 100% works. Scan that QR code on your screen or visit saltathletic.com today. But question of the day, is this year Matt Stafford's farewell tour? Ty Simpson went number 13 overall last night.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you saw the reaction. I don't know if you saw the reaction from Sean McVay.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, didn't look too pleased. Did not look happy. And I mean, how old is Matt Stafford? Because I mean, you look at.
I mean, he got drafted in 2009, 2010.
Yeah, it's an old man. Well, so 2009. Just give me his age. Why is this so hard?
Probably
okay, Matt Stafford's
36.
age. He's 38. Yeah, so he's knocking on the door 40. So I mean, listen, the Packers have followed this model for forever, and there's no organization I think in football that's been better and more seamless in terms of their quarterback transitions than the Green Bay Packers. From Favre to Rodgers, and now obviously Love.
Jordan Love's
is
trash.
Love on the same level as Aaron Rodgers? No, but I think he's a really good quarterback. But Green Bay has followed this model for forever. It's something the Falcons were trying to do the other year with getting Penix and obviously having Kirk Cousins in front of him, which, Cousins is just kind of a journeyman now. But we've seen this model before. So I don't know why Sean McVay was so upset. But then again, you don't really draft a guy that early if he's not going to play for you. You don't take a first round pick and be like, yeah, we're gonna sit him on the bench behind Matt Stafford. Like, there must have been something else the Rams could have gotten that gave them more immediate value in that spot than getting a quarterback. Yeah, we were laughing about that one in the broadcast booth after the game last night, sitting around waiting for the Lions pick. But
I would say,
yeah, I don't know.
The frustration part is you're in the toughest division in all of football. You're in the NFC West.
Yeah.
The Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. You just lost to them in the NFC Championship game. It's not like the Niners are a slouch either. The Cardinals, they're just a mess. So who really cares about them? And taking a running back at 3, I get it. Jeremiah Love's good, but you could. Anyways. But you needed some immediate impact to help take this team over the hump yet again to win another Super Bowl. It's not like they haven't won a Super Bowl before. They won one 5 years ago. But you need immediate help. You need to try to bolster this roster as best as you can, as quickly as you can. You have the Super Bowl champs in your division, and you've got to make an impact pick there. You have to. Ty Simpson will do nothing for this NFL team this year. He will do absolutely nothing unless Matt Stafford gets hurt, which at that case, the season's over if Matt Stafford were to get hurt.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm just saying,
right.
Ty Simpson, who I don't even think is that great of a quarterback, I think he's only put in this position because there are no other good quarterbacks in this draft class anyway, and I think that's the reason why he even declared to go early in the first place, is because I can see that I'll be the second quarterback taken no matter what. I could be a first-round pick. And if I were to go next year, you're going up against Julian Sayin, Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers, Jaden Maava, who I think he's like the best quarterback, to be quite honest with you. And then you'd be competing with all them. And Dante Moore, that's another one. So that's what I'm saying. I think smart move by Ty Simpson for doing it. He gets rewarded for it. But, man, Stan Kroenke, your team sucked.
Yeah. Well, and Stafford, like, he was just in the running for an MVP last year. So, like, I understand when it comes to quarterbacks, and we see this time and time.
It was the MVP.
He was in the running. No, he wasn't. He was in the running for it. That's what I said. But you see this with quarterbacks. When it goes, it goes.
He won the
like
MVP.
Peyton Manning. Oh, won the MVP. My bad. Okay. But, like, you look at Peyton Manning, like, the way he fell off at the end of his career, like, his arm essentially just fell off. That's typically how it goes for quarterbacks. So maybe this is just, for the Rams, it's like, a safe pick just in case Stafford does fall off, because you run that risk always with quarterbacks. Do you keep them for too long, and when does that finally happen? Like, I feel like we've gotten to that point finally with like Aaron Rodgers, where it's like you don't know. So I could see it as sort of a safety net. But to your point, in a draft in which it was not quarterback strong, and we've really been talking a lot about that leading up to the NFL draft, you took kind of a project in the first round. Hopefully Matt Stafford can coach him up. Hopefully this guy is what you need him to be, but I don't like projects. It's the same reason why I was very happy that the Lions didn't go with Monroe Freeling last night, because he's more of a project. Like, you need someone that's NFL ready, especially if you're going to take a quarterback that high. So it is a head scratcher in a lot of ways. And I think what's more alarming, if I'm a Rams fan or if I'm someone who follows this team closely, is there a rift in the front office now? Is Sean McVay looking at the other guys around him and going, hey, you guys don't have the same interest in mind that I want, because that's not the face of a head coach who's happy with the draft pick. I mean, normally you see them handing out, handshakes and hugs and everyone's happy. Not that time around. And we've seen that before, but I don't think Sean McVay was happy with that choice at all. So,
will Kansas City win a Super Bowl this year, or will it be the Seahawks again? Kansas City will not win a Super Bowl this year. I don't think the Seahawks will repeat. It's very hard to do that. Please don't tell me the Bears will win. No, I don't think the Bears will win. I do not think they will. I think
better.
They'll win the NFC North. I do not think that they will win the Super Bowl. It's very hard to predict the NFL. It's all over the place.
I hate that Colston Loveland is as good as he is. Now, I used to like it back in college. I don't really like it so much now, but,
I will say, Fabian, the Cowboys have gotten, secretly, kind of good. So I'm kind of afraid for them. I'm afraid about them.
Yeah.
They are kind of good. They turned the whole Micah Parsons thing and turned it into a massive positive. Now they got Caleb Downs.
It's also the Cowboys, so you never know. But anyways, that'll wrap up episode 275, an abbreviated version of our show here today. We will be back on Monday, bright and early at 9 a.m. to talk to you guys about everything in the soccer world as we continue to barrel closer and closer to the World Cup. Again, give us a follow on social media at National Soccer Network, as well as Sports Nation, that's sports with a Z. And until we talk to you guys on Monday, so long, everybody.
From the biggest matches to the hottest takes, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wangler bring you the stories, the analysis, and the edge you won't get anywhere else. Streaming live weekdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all major platforms. No filters, no fluff, just real talk, real soccer. This is Inside the Game.